Hello everyone, greetings from Munich, Germany. In this video we will talk with you about unrealistic dating standards for men and for women. What is an acceptable and unacceptable age gap? I know that this topic is a hot one, and regardless if I am filming in English for our YouTube channel for gentlemen, the one that you are watching right now, or if I'm filming in Russian together with our psychologist Alessia for our channel for ladies, if we are talking about age gaps, there is always lots of attention, a hot discussion in the comments below, and you will be surprised, but both men and women, they want to date younger these days. Like always, before filming a video, I usually search through comments below our videos to find out if there are some interesting questions, to see what is the discussion is about, of course to answer the comments, and several comments caught my attention. Men have mentioned that women in their 30s, and especially in their late 30s, that they lose their value at the dating market, and therefore they have to settle for someone who is 15-20 years older than they are. So in the opinion of this man, if a woman is 35 or 38, she must be very lucky if a man in his 50s actually pays attention and invites her out on a date. If it was really like that, my job as a professional matchmaker would be really easy, because at the moment we represent several gentlemen in their early 50s, and all these gentlemen, they are well off. They look really good for their age. No, they don't look 10 years younger. You can tell at once that he is in his 50s, but he looks really good for his 50s. And these our clients, they are active, well-traveled, they are intelligent. It is fun to talk to them, and they want to date younger women, someone in their early 40s, late 30s. And I would tell you that usually it takes us 25 interviews before we find one lady who actually shows interest to consider dating our client. And the other 24 ladies, usually they say no because of the age difference. So yes, Svetlana, I really want to date someone accomplished, I want to date someone intelligent, someone fun, but I'm not ready to date someone in his early 50s. And of course our clients, they pay us for this work, so all these hours that we invest into these interviews to pre-select just one lady, and then again all these hours to interview again 25 or sometimes 30 ladies to find out the one who not only matches the criteria set by our client, age, looks, level of education, etc., etc., but also someone who can show genuine interest, genuine excitement about going out with our client. It is a real long and complicated process. So by the logic of some of these gentlemen who leave these comments that women in their 30s, they don't have real value at the dating market anymore, well, by their logic, this woman, they should fight for a chance to date a man in his 50s if he looks good, if he is well off, and if he shows interest in them. In real life, as you can see, it is not so. Well, in Munich, or München as we call it in Germany, I have met several friends and several coaching clients and several new database members, and I have met several women in their 30s. For example, I had lunch with this lady. She is 34. She is a really attractive woman. She speaks German, English, Russian, and she is well-traveled, she is well-educated, she has interesting hobbies, a job she likes, and this job gives her a chance to meet interesting people, to dress well, to take care of her looks, to eat healthy, to travel, to have some extravagant hobbies. Anyway, I'm talking to her, and of course I'm asking her about her dating life, what type of man she usually dates, and she's telling me that, okay, I have met this guy from G-Date, and he was 28, we went out 2 times, and I was so bored, so I have decided not to go out with him again, but he is texting me, and then I have met this 35 years old man at the bar, and then I have met this 38 years old man on Tinder, and then my friend has decided to set me up with her friend's brother, and I went out with him. So she is telling me about all these men, and most of them are either younger or like her age or a few years older. And a client I had in mind, he is 45 years old, and when I have started talking to this lady about my client, she said that Yes, Svetlana, I understand that he is like well-traveled, intelligent, accomplished, but I don't think I'm ready to consider someone who is older than 40. Like 40, maybe. 45, that's like way too much. That's over 10 years of the age difference. And it is a quite normal reaction. Within this trip, I have interviewed several ladies for this client, all of them in their early to middle 30s, and unfortunately none of them was willing to consider having a Zoom date or to go out with my client. Of course, it doesn't mean that I won't deliver a match to my client. We have a big database and our psychologist conducts interviews at the same time as I'm meeting the ladies. And like I have mentioned to you, it can take 20, 25, 30 interviews if we're looking for a lady who is 10 plus years younger for our client. So I'm always surprised when men comment below our videos that it is impossible that women in their 30s have any expectations regarding men because, well, they are like leftovers, nobody wants to date them. Like, really? Sasha, can we use a really slow facepalm here? Guys, women in their early 30s, if she is beautiful, if she is smart, if she is accomplished professionally, if she doesn't have financial problems, 3 kids from previous marriages, she can date men her age, men who are a few years younger, men who are a few years older. She can date guys in their early 40s. And if she is really attractive, if she knows how to flirt, she will have a chance to choose. The problem is women in their 30s are not willing to date men in their late 40s, early 50s. So for a man who is in his late 40s, middle 40s, early 50s to aim for a woman who is 10 plus years younger, he has to be really exceptional. In a sense that he is a famous actor, he is really good looking, like the James Bond type of a guy with a nice body, he is tall, handsome, he is affluent, he is rich, then his chances to attract a much younger woman and to compete for her attention, they increase. But many men, middle-aged men, I don't know in which la la land they get their inspiration, they have this attitude that he is such a prize and every woman wants to date him, and if a woman is older than 28 years old, like her chances to meet someone, anyone, they drop rapidly, drastically, and well, she is there waiting just for any guy to pay attention on her. And of course it is not so. Right now we are not talking about people who are desperate. We are not talking about a woman who is, let's say, 35, she has 4 kids and she doesn't have a job, she doesn't have a degree, and thanks God the government helps her, so she receives this social help, and pretty much she doesn't have much chances to build a career, to give the education to these kids, and well, she struggles with her life. I never recommend to date anyone desperate. Don't date someone who wants to take advantage of you, regardless if she is very beautiful. For example, she doesn't have an apartment and she tells the sad story that her parents and her, they have really complicated relationships and she can't afford to rent an apartment, so she needs a few years to get her life back together, and for these 2 years can you please provide for her, and you believe that this is a good exchange, like a younger beautiful body in exchange of a place in your house and a place in your bed. Well, in 2 years, if she is smart, she will solve all her problems and she will say goodbye to you. Relationships with the age gap, they are tricky because usually it is a big disadvantage. Youth is attractive and women, they also feel attracted to youth. You will be surprised how often we receive requests from women who are accomplished, good-looking, they are smart, well-traveled, they don't need a man to solve their problems. For example, they are in their middle to late 30s, early 40s, 50s, and they tell me like, Svetlana, I don't want to date a grandpa, like I'm 45, I look great, I feel great, I have money in the bank, I have a really good life. I want to have someone really amazing by my side, someone who is really good looking, someone athletic, someone with whom we will have really good sex life, someone who will ski or climb the mountains with me, who will go sailing with me. I don't want a man in his 50s because he will smell like an old man to me. And when I tell such women that, okay, there are younger men who would be willing to date an older woman, but they won't be on the same level financially with you. If you are ready for that, if you are ready that this can be a dating experience, yes, you will date, you will have some fun time together, but he won't be the type of a guy who will marry you and who will take care of you and who will be on the same level with you. If you're okay with that, you can go for it. For example, there can be a scenario that, yes, he will be younger, but he will move in with you and will live in your house or in your apartment, will drive your car, and you will be the breadwinner in this family. If you're okay with this scenario, you can try it. But people, both men and women, they claim that they are not ready to settle. And they say that I want it all. I want him to be younger, I want her to be younger, I want him or her to be smart, intelligent, well-traveled, successful, well-educated, there is no history, so no ex-husbands, no kids from previous relationships, and I want this person to love me the way I am, despite this 15 or 20 years of the age difference. You have to understand that such scenarios, they are highly unlikely to happen. Think of it this way, you are hunting for a house, you want to buy a house or you want to rent a house, and of course you have all these expectations that right now you will find an apartment right in the downtown and it will have a beautiful patio or a balcony, and you will have a parking space right in front of your apartment, and you will have fantastic neighbors, and it will be animals friendly, and it will be also budget friendly. And when you hit the market, when you're faced with the realities that, for example, there is nothing to buy in this area and even nothing to rent, and if by chance there is a new apartment in this market in this area and people are ready to rent it out, you feel so happy to go and to see that apartment, and you face the queue of 50 other people who wait patiently to just have this chance to get a glimpse inside that apartment. And chances are high that the person number 10 in line will actually say yes to an apartment, and actually the landlord will be the one who will choose to whom he will rent it out or to whom he will sell it. And you can tell that I'm not ready to settle for less. I will find my dream house or my dream apartment, a house which is located next to a fantastic school, and neighbors will be fantastic, and I will have a big yard, and I will have enough parking space, and it will be not far from the city, and it will be budget friendly, and I will have this and that. And in real life, when you understand that it is not going to happen, you start to settle. It's not a bad thing, because you start to understand that, okay, some of your expectations, they're way unrealistic and you won't be able to find a house like that. And some of your expectations are not that necessary after all, and you can refute them. Okay, you won't have a parking space or you won't have a parking lot just by your house or by your apartment, but you can use public transportation, or you can actually walk a few blocks because, well, this house is located right by the school, or for example, it has enough bedrooms and you won't need to redecorate much. So you have to make some sacrifices, yes, in a way, to actually find an apartment or find a house and to move in. Of course, you can decide that, okay, I'm not ready to settle. I will continue living with my parents till I find the dream house or a dream apartment, and probably in the few years the prices will go down. They never do. Well, but you will wait patiently and you will continue living with your parents. Same applies to dating. You can continue waiting for perfection, for someone who is much younger, who will love you the way you are, who will have the old soul trapped in this 22-year-old body, etc. And you can continue living in the la-la land, and life will go by. I would say that the biggest issue why so many men and women are single these days is because they have totally unrealistic expectations about their own value at the dating market, and about the age of their potential partner. They all want to date younger. I'm not encouraging you right now to start dating older women, but guys, if she is like 5 years younger, she's already 5 years younger. And what do you want to prove to yourself or to someone else by chasing those women who are 15, 20 years younger, when you are not even able to compete for their attention with the guys who are their age or just 5 years older or 10 years older? Like, are you ready to compete? Do you want to take part in that competition? Yours is attractive. Of course, when you are 30 years old or 35 years old, when you are young, it is attractive. But for a gentleman who is 50 or 55 to claim that she has to choose me because of my good looks and she has to be like 30, 35 years old, like really? I'm sorry for bursting your bubble, but it is actually a smart idea to take your pink glasses off and to face the reality. Facing the reality means to settle sometimes, and it also means to build realistic dating expectations that can be met, and to actually accept life, accept the dating market, and to start looking at people who can choose you back realistically. Of course, it is up to you to date or not to date, to get married and to not get married. And trust me, within the last 15 years working at the dating market, I have seen men who keep searching for this perfect blonde who will be much younger, who will have these qualities and who will look like that. And 15 years after, they are still searching. When they have started their search, they were in their early 40s. Now they are almost in their 60s, and the list of requests is growing. I have seen similar ladies who had unrealistic expectations about men when they were in their late 20s and early 30s, and now in their 40s. They're still single, still searching, and they still have this really long list of unrealistic requests regarding their dating partner. I hope that you won't join this group of people with totally unrealistic expectations. I hope that you will embrace reality. I hope that you will enjoy reality. Real love of a real man or a real woman in the real world will make you so much more happier and content than this imaginary love of a perfect partner who can never happen. I want to wish you lots of love. Svetlana Mucha, especially for Diolli.com from Munich, Germany. By the way, I hope that you haven't forgotten to press like, to subscribe to our channel, and like always, I encourage all of you to support our channel by becoming a sponsor. You can press a special link below this video and get access to additional videos that we film especially for our sponsors. I will see you in the next one. Bye!